Well, howdy, 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 y'all. Teresa here and
Brad.
just Brad.
Brad.
We have to do the critter. We have to do the critter cam. Let's see. Wait. There's one critter. There's Mama. Right there. There's Angel. Right there. There's a Charlie.
Oh, Nixie's coming out from under the stairs.
There's
Or under the
Charlie.
steering
Hi,
wheel.
Nixie. Nixie came out from under the steering wheel because there's some thunder she's not liking. Right there. And there's a Charlie. Angel. Back to Brad and I. Brad and I. Oh, that's better. Wait. Ugh, I'll get it yet. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Cool. Okay. It is July 10th, 2017. Monday afternoon. It is 1:19 p.m. And I will pull up the weather now.
Okay. Lower.
I can't.
Lower.
This is as low as I get. I'll give you low. You're going to know you've been low. What?
Wow.
Don't even start it with me. Come on, weather. I'm a woman on the loose. Don't even start it with me.
Or on the edge.
Something like that.
Or
It's 87 degrees. Real feel is 107. The high will be 91. The low will be 75. And over on this direction, because you guys can't see over that way, it's dark and cloudy. Very dark clouds. And thunder booming. Hopefully we'll get some rain.
That would be nice.
So yesterday, did I do my video after you went to work? Yeah, I did, didn't I?
You did.
Yeah, well, I talked to Linda first, and then I did my video, and then I finished a hat. I finished this medium hat that will go, I keep forgetting the camera's here now, that will go into the bag for Idaho meat. We always call it Idaho meat.
Well,
and
well, we made a trip out west, and as we were driving through Idaho, there was a town called Idaho. And so every time I think about it, I think it's Idaho-me.
When we just, the smart asses we are, it's always, Idaho-me. So anyway, I need to lower this a little bit, don't I? Oh, no. The other way. Wait. How's that?
Doesn't look a whole lot different.
I know. There's a cat right behind me.
What are you doing, Angel?
She needs to be loved out. Oh, look at her. There she goes. Oh. You like how she walks all over. Yeah. So anyway, and so I just did some loom knitting and played a few games, and that's about it, really.
She just knocked my light down.
What light down?
My light.
You did, didn't you? I'm trying to sit up more, because anyway, so and then you got home, and we just had leftovers last night for dinner, which was nice. And then we just kind of messed around. I didn't even get back to bed till 2, and
well,
nothing really to report.
Yeah, when we went into Crawfordville last night, or yesterday before I had to work, is we had to go get a script for Teresa, and then we stopped at Subway, and we each got a sandwich, and then Teresa pulled up a coupon from something that if you buy a 30-ounce drink, you get a 6-inch sub.
It's a coupon from Subway.
Yeah, then you get a 6-inch sub for free.
Yeah.
And for some reason, you had to hit the redeem button in front of them, because according to the screen, it said that it'll only last for 5 minutes. Oh. So, and I kept hitting the redeem button. It didn't work, but they were nice enough, and they still gave it to us. I think because you didn't have Wi-Fi. You just lost the Wi-Fi on the phone. Might have been. I should have just shut the Wi-Fi off before I sent it to them. But yeah, they were super nice there. They were busy.
Cubano.
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's really not much to report. I did get any painting done yesterday like I wanted to, but I'm going to tonight.
Mhm.
And I did try that slushy maker, the chill factor that Angie got me for my birthday, and I did not read the instructions, and I messed up. I was supposed to have whatever drink I was going to use to make the slushy out of was supposed to be chilled, and I had a room temperature can of pop, and it just did not work. So I'm going to try that again. I don't know if I'm going to try it tonight or maybe tomorrow night. Probably tomorrow night. Then today we really haven't done much either.
Mm-mm.
We slept in and
Mm.
just kind of been putzing around the house and then yakking at each other like we always
Mhm.
do. Um, Brad's gonna barbecue, gonna cook grilled chicken out tonight, and I'm not sure what we're gonna have with it.
I don't know.
I still have another cucumber I want to slice up.
Okay.
Probably have some fresh vegetables, and I don't know. I was thinking maybe a baked potato or something,
Okay.
some kind of a side dish.
Mhm.
And then that's about all we got going on there. I need to go over and take care of the cat at
Mhm.
some point in time, unless we see Mitch come over there. And I'll be taking out the dogs and stuff. I was telling Brad how much happier I am that I'm able to walk and be so much more mobile now,
Oh,
because
jeez.
when we moved here, I was so disappointed because I was having so much trouble with the mobility. And I felt like I had taken a few steps backwards.
Mhm.
And my legs hurt so bad and stuff. And I just thought that was as good as it was going to get. I didn't know that, and when we saw the first doctor we saw, she just kind of blew us off and
Yeah.
didn't help at all. And now that I'm able to walk so much better and I'm not in the pain I was in, and I'm not fighting all these big infections and stuff, it looks like the third shot of antibiotics and steroids really seem to have done the trick.
Mhm.
So, just very happy about all of that. My thing is, I'm not so much eating to lose weight. I'm trying to really watch, of course, my carbs and fat intake and all that. And if I lose some weight, great. But my thing is to keep improving the mobility,
Mhm.
and so that's what I keep increasing the mobility and stuff. So, um, the topic for today, we're gonna do this and then one other video after this, is, and I just made this up, is 3 things that you don't miss about being younger, and then 3 things that you wish that you would tell your younger self. So I'll go first, and then I'll hand the paper to you because they're okay. Do
We
you mind?
made notes. No,
Okay.
go for it.
3 things I do not miss about being a younger woman: the fear of getting pregnant. Don't miss that at all. Um, Having periods. I don't miss that at all. I did not cry at all when that part of my life stopped. Um, and see, another thing I don't miss is trying to afford the things that your children need, like the insane back to school lists.
Oh, Lord,
And
yes.
I mean, that puts so much pressure on parents. And, and these lists have gotten so out of control now and stuff. But yeah, trying to afford. And now, I mean, back in our day, we didn't have to afford laptops and tablets and cell phones and all of that. I mean, it's crazy now.
One of my fondest memories of us back to school shopping is we we went to Target, and all the schools came out with their lists all at the same time. The kids got their list the first day of school, and so as soon as the kids got out of school, we rushed up to Target. And actually, I think it was just our oldest daughter was in
Yeah, she was
school.
just starting kindergarten.
Yep. And we had our youngest daughter, and we got up there in the back corner of Target. They had a fairly good size area of school supplies, and it was just like a piranha feeding frenzy.
Yeah.
And so I stood out on the perimeter with the cart with the girls, and Teresa dived
Yeah.
in. And I mean, it was just elbows flying and teeth
I
gnashing
needed
and
that big cheap notebook for this kid,
yeah.
so you know.
And so what Teresa did is she got in there and she had the list and she would grab stuff and then she would throw it over the top of all these frantic shoppers, throw it to me, and I would throw it in the cart and I would have our youngest daughter sit on it.
Yeah.
Because I saw other ladies reaching into other people's
Yeah.
carts and
Yeah.
grabbing stuff, but it was just like, yeah, you see these piranha feeding frenzies on TV, and that's the way it was.
Yeah.
It was
It
just,
was crazy.
yeah, and even though I'm a lot bigger and tougher than she was, that scared me. I was not going to dive in there because
You're not with those women, were you?
no,
No.
I knew I was going to lose a
Yeah.
limb. Yeah. Okay.
And then 3 things I would tell my younger self is don't try to fix everything and everybody. Especially like when there's family fights that erupt, because you get in there and you try to fix it, and inevitably you'll be the bad guy. They'll all kiss and make up, and you're the bad guy. Be yourself. Just be yourself. Don't, for years I tried to fit in and be what I thought other people wanted, and all that does is make you miserable, and you never do fit in. Just be yourself. And to love and care for yourself, because I spent most of my life hating myself. And, sometimes you have to take a step back and go, I got to do something that's good for me, you know. So those are mine. And then Brad's going to do his. So the top is 3 things you don't miss. And then the bottom is 3 things you would tell yourself.
Okay. Loneliness. The people, the people I would hang out with occasionally, for the most part, it was kind of funny because I've never tried any illegal drugs in my life. I've never even done pot, anything like that. And I hung around with the potheads. And, and it wasn't,
Because they're a lot more accepting.
yeah, but I didn't feel like I could hang around with any group of people and be who I wanted to be. So I spent a lot of time all by myself. I mean, I don't know how many times I'd have 2 days off in a row, and I would drive out to the lake and uh, pick a secluded spot that, you know, most people wouldn't dare go into because they didn't have the vehicle that could get them there. And I'd camp out and I wouldn't see people for 2 days, and that didn't bother me at all. And then the loneliness. Or no, I already did the loneliness.
Prove yourself.
Prove myself, because
He couldn't read my writing. He told me what to write, and then he couldn't read it.
yeah. And then I got to do the old guy thing and read over my glasses, but there's so many times, so many situations where you have to either prove yourself or justify yourself. And working in a grocery store in Wyoming, that was looked at as, well, they're after. What are you doing? Are you being weird?
Just look at your hair.
Alfalfa.
Sorry. Okay, I'm good now.
It got to a point where in Wyoming where it was more honorable to work in fast food than it was in a grocery store. And I don't know how many times I was told, oh, you need to get a real job and go work in the oil field. But I saw so many times the booms and busts where these people would be working in the oil field making a bunch of money, and then all of a sudden they'd get laid off.
Or if you would say it like Andy does, a fuck ton.
Oh, okay. And they'd get laid off and then they're on food stamps. But at least with the grocery business, people are always going to eat, and
you're always going to need to eat.
And one of the things with me doing as much time as I did in the grocery business, we've got a monthly pension check coming in. And if something happens to me,
that saves our ass.
Yes, it does. And if something happens to me, I know that Teresa gets half of that
And we
for
had
the
it
rest
set
of
up
her
that
life.
way,
Yeah, we set that up. And then I guess that kind of goes along with not having to justify myself, you know, because you feel like when you're younger that anytime you make a decision, that somebody is going to question the wisdom of that decision, you know. And we get that now because I have a feeling a lot of people have questioned why we left Wyoming. We don't have to justify it to them. You know, we just have,
jack shit.
yep, we have to make
It's
a
our life.
yep, we have to make a decision
And we did.
and do it ourselves. Okay.
And 3 things you would tell your younger self.
Okay. Um
Live your
live
life for how you want.
yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
Uh,
You should try to read your writing. Holy
I
crap sack.
I could write.
Actually, I don't know. You print pretty nicely because you have to do a lot of it.
I do a lot of signage and stuff. But you know, um, there were so many people when I was younger that you know, they couldn't understand why I didn't have a steady girlfriend, constant girlfriend. You know, and I used to go out, and it was kind of funny because most of the girls they didn't interest me that much, you know, and except for you. But you know, they didn't interest me that much, and I wasn't gonna play the game just to, you know, just to do it.
Well, you weren't out chasing pussy either.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And another thing I wrote is
Your feelings are valid.
your feelings are valid. You know, I was adopted, and
You're half adopted.
Half adopted. And I always had a lot of issues about that because I always felt like I wasn't accepted, and I was told. And you know, when you have feelings and you're told your feelings are wrong,
You were
start
told you
questioning.
were wrong in how you felt about
A lot of stuff.
yeah.
You know, and then another thing that kind of goes hand in hand with that is don't internalize the feelings. You know, I mean, you got to talk about them.
That you're number 3.
Yep, that's my number 3. And I forgot where I was going. So
that you never felt like you could vocalize how you feel.
Yeah, you know, and
I could definitely see that was your path.
one of the things that I end up doing when I was in my late teens is I started patterning myself after Mr. Spock. You know, you just internalize the feelings, you don't let your emotions show.
Right. Safest and
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and one of the things I had to work on too is when I was younger, I had a very, very explosive temper. And I had a tendency, I wouldn't take it out on people, but I had a tendency to break things.
Right.
You know, and I really,
That's before you bit me.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I really had to work on that, you know. So like I said, the whole thing is I guess becoming a Vulcan in attitude.
You know, I met him and people were saying, "Oh wow, you know, he's got such a bad temper," or they didn't say that, they would say he used to have.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's like, well, he's so calm and stuff. I mean, you know, but yeah.
Yeah.
So those are our things, and if you guys would like to do that too, that would be great. Is 3 things that you don't miss about being younger. Honey, you're not in frame. You need to sit up with your back hurt.
It does.
But I can move this some.
Okay.
Oh, you can go ahead and sit up.
Okay.
3 things that you don't miss about when you were younger, and then 3 things you would tell your younger self.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I hope everybody's having a great day, and remember that I love you guys. I do cherish your friendship so much, and so does Brad, and we think you're awesome. And isn't he dark? Look how tan he is. You know, that's just from being outside. That's not from even trying to tan or anything. It's just. But anyway, we will talk to you guys later. Say bye, Brad.
Bye, Red.
Bye, guys.